Your Stories comes from a Utah woman who survived a brutal kidnapping and rape.
It's a very sensitive story of this young woman's ordeal, but as ABC4's Randall Carlisle shows us, it's also a story of survival.
Ruth, Terry, so often we see abductions turn into murder cases. Well, tonight you'll hear from a woman who was able to convince her abductor to spare her life, and what she has to say could help save others.
This victim was in a great deal of danger.
6 years ago, Stephanie Duke was taken on a ride of terror. She walks out of a call center where she works to get something from her car.
I turned and I was still sitting and he was standing right there. Then he lifted his shirt and showed me that he had a gun.
Abducted in broad daylight by 21-year-old ex-con Travis Wood, he forces Stephanie to drive, first to Magna, then past Utah Lake. Finally, they hit a dirt road.
I saw almost nothing in sight, and in my mind, sod is probably a good place for him to basically kill me and dispose of my body.
Stephanie's kidnapper then forces her to pull over, and what happens next is every woman's nightmare.
He proceeded to take down his pants and then he raped me. And then again, inside I was just dying and screaming for him to stop and waiting for it to end.
Back behind the wheel, it's getting dark. And as a last resort, Stephanie tries convincing her rapist that fate brought them together.
I figured that if he saw me as someone that wasn't a threat to him, saw me as someone that wasn't going to be his victim, that maybe he would also see me as someone he didn't need to kill.
Incredibly, Stephanie's plan works. She convinces him to bring her back to the parking lot where she was taken so she can gather some belongings from her desk.
Once inside, a co-worker calls police. Within minutes, Travis Wood is arrested. Today, he is serving 15 years to life, and after 6 years, Stephanie is breaking her silence, hoping her story of survival will help others.
I want other women to know that there are many ways to survive. Anything that they can do to get out of a terrible situation, just don't give up.
Randall Carlisle, ABC4 News.
Thanks, Randall. Now, police say that many women in Stephanie's situation are not as fortunate. However, forensic pathologists say there are some good strategy for thwarting an abduction. All right, here they are. First of all, don't underestimate your vulnerability. Always beware of your surroundings. Second, do whatever possible to avoid getting into any vehicle. The moment you get into a car, your chances of survival dwindle. And finally, stay calm, they say, and talk about yourself if appropriate. The more your abductor sees you as a person rather than a disposable victim, the better your chances of survival, as in Stephanie's case. If you have a story you'd like to share with us, you can call our hotline or log on to abc4.tv and click on Your Stories.